Hey everybody, in this video I want to showcase what it looks like to use Poly. So far we've basically installed the plugin and we've set up our library. Now we want to go ahead and actually start executing some API calls through Poly. So there's a couple of places a developer would start. They would either start with the AI assistant by asking it a question, and maybe like the first one would be, how do I get a token for the logistics service? And again, naming, you want to use your product names, you want to better organize these things. Just consider that that this is just an example with the Mog service. But you can see here that it found the Poly Logistics auth get token function, and it gives you a example snippet that you can use to do that. The other way to approach it is to basically start exploring the Poly tree. So this basically represents all the functions in their library. So maybe they know they're doing a use case with logistics. Maybe they know they want to do, to first get a token. They could see, oh, I've got configuration, I've got some helper functions, I've got my app. So they might actually kind of browse through this to just build a mental model of what's available to them. Both perfectly valid. It's more of a kind of search versus browse preference. And if you're browsing through these functions, you can see what's a function, what it does, a description, a simple signature. You might see that some things are variables, that other things are custom functions, etc. So you have the ability to explore that and learn about these functions. So let's go ahead and create a new file. So I'll just do test.ts. Maybe the developer just wants to see things working before they start building their application. And we can take the code, paste it in, and we can see that it's syntactically correct, where now we can close our assistant for a little more real estate and then go ahead and plug this in and give it a shot. So let's go ahead and replace the host URL with our Vari entry for the host URL in the configuration. So we can go ahead and paste that in. And you can imagine how nice of an experience this would be if you can actually provision the variables that a developer would need to be able to use these services. So let's say it's a partner enablement use case, they sign up and bam, their client information is already made available to them. Or if it's a internal use case, somebody's already gone ahead and set these things up for the developers, and this really just allows them to focus on the business logic. So client secret we have right here. And then client ID we've got right here. And then for the scopes, I'll just go ahead and say that I want order :create. And that's it. That's all it's going to take for us to get a token here. So let's go ahead and run it. So do ts node test.ts. And we can see that we've got ourselves an access token that expires in 3,600 seconds. So pretty simple to get going. We already used the function. We used a number of Vari configurations. And this is what it looks like to basically get started with Poly and get your first 200.